Hey everyone, today I'll be explaining how urine is processed and describing the major structures involved in the urinary system. The urinary system consists of 4 major organs: the kidney, ureters, urinary bladder, and the urethra. The kidneys are the main organs responsible for producing urine. They filter blood, remove waste, and help maintain fluid and electrolyte balance. Once urine is formed in kidneys, it travels through the ureters to the bladder, which is where it is stored until it is eliminated from the body through the urethra. Each kidney is organized into internal regions called the renal lobes, and within the kidney is a hollow cavity called the renal sinus, which contains the structures like the blood vessels, the nerves, and parts of the urinary collecting system. Urine formed in the kidneys flow into small cup-like structures called the minor calculus, which merges into the major and then into the renal pelvis, a funnel-shaped structure that collects the urine before it enters the ureter. Before blood enters the kidney, it of course goes to the renal artery, which goes into smaller vessels. Blood flows into the efferent arteriole, which delivers blood to the glomerulus, a network of capillaries. After filtration, blood leaves through the efferent arteriole. This is important because it allows pressure to build up in the glomerulus, which drives the filtration process. The functional unit of the kidney is a nephron, and it begins in the renal corpuscle, which consists of small glomerulus, and in the glomerulus capsule. The glomerulus filters blood, allowing water and smaller solutes to pass to the capsule, which holds the cells and large proteins. This is called filtrate. The renal corpuscle enters the proximal convoluted tubule, which most of the reabsorption happens. Reabsorption is the process by which useful substances such as glucose, ions, amino acids, and of course water are entered into the bloodstream. Next, the filtrate passes through the nephron loop, which includes the descending and the ascending limbs. In the descending limb, water is, of course, reabsorbed, while in the ascending limb, sodium and other ions are absorbed, but not water. After the filtrate moves into the distal convoluted tubule, where reabsorption happens and tubular secretion happens as well. Secretion is the process where substances such as the hydrogen ions, potassium, and of course other drugs that are taken are actively transported from the blood into the tubular fluid. Finally, the remaining fluid becomes, of course, urine, which flows into the collecting ducts, then into the calculus, then to the renal pelvis, the ureter, and ultimately the bladder for the storage until the voiding process happens. In conclusion, urinary production involves the 3 major processes: the glomerular filtration, where blood is of course filtered in the glomerulus; tubular reabsorption, where of course the useful substances are returned to the blood; and tubular secretion, where all the other wastes are added to the filtrate. Then the process works together to maintain the homeostasis and remove all the wastes from the body. Thank you.